for 45 minutes, but I want to see this. It'd be good.
Okay.
Should I share my screen or you will share?
Okay.
Ram? Okay.
Okay. Hi David. Hi Gerald. So I'm just sharing my screen in your system. So can you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome to the sprint review. So instead of going line by line, just we'll take PEMOB 43, that is default course and unit story. So we'll just show that first and then we'll come in order. I'll just open my emulator. Oh, just a minute.
Okay, so it opens immediately in the list of units.
Yeah, because already I installed and I tapped the unit page. So, so next time when I open the app, so it is directly coming to units page.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so for an example, so now the level 2 page is set. So if I open the app, so app will be redirected to the levels 2 page.
Okay, all right. As we're going to do some polishing here, so we will need to get rid of this movement when we open the app and we are loading the default view. We will need to get rid of this segue, this push segue, but this is a matter of polishing. Okay, that's fine. That's one thing. Another thing is that if you tap Epic in the upper left corner, you'll be taken to a list of products instead of, no, it's going to be a list of levels. And what if you kill the app now? Go back to level 1, please.
Yeah.
Kill the app, yeah. And now when you open it,
Just another one. Yeah.
okay, right. So we need to get rid of the segue, and please tap courses.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, and we are taken to the list of products. Okay, instead of a list of levels, right? So these are the things that will need to be fixed. Moreover, we need to get rid of the name courses because it is not used in this product. But this is all polishing, right? So that's fine. So that's what it was supposed to look like. Yeah.
And can we actually get something in there apart from the big grey box? Can we just put just some simple graphic or?
Yeah, that is an image we need to place in Gerald.
Yes, actually, Gerald, I asked Nathan to provide me with some templates for that, but he didn't do that. So we'll need to put them too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So that's all about PEMOB 43. So I will give it to you now for PEMOB 35.
Okay. 35 we have already shown demo, right?
Okay, then we'll go for next.
Do we want to see PEMOB 35 again, Dagat?
It's already done in the, it is a...
Yes, please show it to us because I'm not sure whether Gerald has seen them. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, that is what. We need the sub-elements, that is in the accordion view, expandable table view. So on click of Epic, I move on to the next page level. This, on click of unit, I get the drop down like lessons and the inner pages in a drop down. So that is what the story is. I want the sub elements in the table of contents to appear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
All
that
right.
is,
Very good. So yeah.
Mhm.
And did you fix this bug with downloading units?
yeah.
Okay. So could you show it to us?
Maha will be showing that in the upcoming
I
slide.
see. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. So, and this, how about integration? Has these versions been integrated already?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll wait for Mahala. Okay. That's fine. Okay.
next.
Next, Maha.
Okay.
38. Okay,
38.
Okay. David Gautam here. So I guess you have seen the PEMOB 38 one redirecting to some dummy activity from offline in the application. We had shown a demo already. Now I'll be showing you this one PEMOB 1 to 4. Like suppose if we have the activity downloaded inside the application, we will have to be redirected to that activity. Just a minute, I'll be sharing screen from my system.
Okay.
Hope my screen is visible, David.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So, like I told you before, this is just a sample website. So, for creating some QR codes, and what we have placed here is this is the UID of every application. I mean, every activity inside our application. Epic itself. This is the version number, level 1, unit 1, lesson 1, C1, activity 1. So I'm just creating a QR code for it. I have connected my device through QuickTime. So I'm just opening the scan tab, and I'm scanning this activity. This alert I have just given for demo purpose. I'll be removing it. Activity file, and the QR scan is success. So this is the corresponding activity for this QR.
Okay. Okay. So it was the situation in which this has been downloaded, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and did you implement it? I know that there is a clash between setting the default core, the default level, and the default and the downloading activities. But did you implement this functionality of downloading the activity?
No, David. I guess I told you in the call that this activity level implementation is being done. I mean, the download is not done. The redirection is done. And suppose if I'm giving another activity's QR code over here, I'll just be shown an error page as of now. So
Okay.
that is where the problem comes in download.
Okay, and did you manage to, because Gerald, to give you the big picture, because this morning Gautam called me and told me there was a problem with, because there is a clash between two functionalities, namely setting the default level and going to the screen in order, if for example, we want to scan an activity that has not been downloaded yet, we were supposed to be taken to a lesson in the table of contents, and this lesson would download, and then we would open the activity.
Right. Yeah.
But it turned out that there was a problem with these two functionalities combined, and it is impossible to have both. So my question to Gautam was, because I decided that we would go for this default level, because this was the first question that Imogen asked us, and I think that this is more important. At least for the time being. But then I asked Gautam if it was possible that we would have a pop-up appearing when we scan a QR code of an activity that has not been downloaded yet. We'd have a pop-up asking us whether we want to download it now, and we would then tap yes. We would see in this pop-up, we would see this spinner showing that something is happening, and then when this lesson and the activity has been downloaded, we would be taken to it. And I
Right.
asked, and Gautam was supposed to learn if it was possible technically. And Gautam, is it possible then?
Yes, David, we had a small discussion, and we can proceed with that method. I mean, the second method which you had explained as of now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So this is what we are going to do. Right. So yeah, Gerald, do you have any comments, suggestion?
Yeah, just make sure that's clear. So you can. This is scanning the step back one. So scanning the barcode to open straight the activity. Yeah, but we were talking about scanning the barcode to go to the TOC. So is that the thing that we can't do both, or?
Yeah, we cannot because according to Nathan's designs, it was that if a lesson has not been downloaded and you scan a QR code that would lead you to an activity from this lesson, we would be taken to the TOC where we would immediately automatically download this lesson.
Right. Okay.
But this is impossible technically, right? So the decision is that because the problem is not with the download process, but with being taken to the screen. This is the problem.
Okay.
So my suggestion was just to have a pop-up in which we would present this download process, and we would be taken to the activity when it's done. And when we go back, we are taken back to the scan tab, and that's fine. I believe that the functionality is kept. It is maybe a bit less pleasant, but I still think it's sufficient.
But if we have previously downloaded though, it will work as we originally intended. You can go to the node.
Yeah.
Or you can use the activity.
Yes, but we cannot be taken to the table of contents, and this is it because the tabs are separate. So when we scan a QR code of an activity, we are taken to the activity, and when we tap back, we are taken back to the scanner, even if this activity has been downloaded previously.
Okay.
This is all about technical limitations.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Okay. So if that URL we're looking at was stopped at lesson 1, and lesson 1 was downloaded, I'm just like, we can go to that point in the TOC. Are we saying we can't do that?
No. Gautam?
Yeah, Gerald, the thing is that suppose if the lesson 1 has been entirely downloaded, all the activities inside the lesson 1 will also be downloaded. So
yes, okay.
Yeah. So if it is,
I'm just trying to understand it. In barcodes, we can offer the facility to go straight to an activity and open it, like you demonstrated, and or go to an actual lesson that is downloaded already, so you can then choose your activity.
No. Okay, sorry, Gautam.
You mean you want us to display the table of contents in that case, and then later the user can open the activity? Is it like that, Gerald?
I think being able to do either would be good, actually. I think we originally started that we wanted to open the lesson, didn't we? We wanted to go to the lesson.
There comes the problem, Gerald, because we are not able to redirect to the activity table of contents, and that's why the negative case is getting. I mean, we are not able to find a solution for that.
Okay.
If it's in the positive flow, then we are able to open the activity page, activity detail page. This page which I have shown you now.
Yeah.
So in the negative case, if the unit has not been downloaded, there comes the problem.
But that will only download that activity, not the whole lesson.
I guess we can download the whole lesson.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud, really.
Well, we need to download. We need to download the whole lesson because in the next sprint we're going to implement the functionality of being able to switch between activities, and they need to be.
Okay. Okay. I think it would just be good to document almost a flow in terms of this relationship between QR codes, downloads, and where you end up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thanks, Gautam. Thanks.
So, you have any queries related to this, or?
Well, no, I'm just thinking ahead slightly, so that when we send this out into the wild, then we will have some printed QR codes that correspond to these these things were generated actively.
That's my concern too, especially as for the version number. So 1.0.8. This is the thing that really concerns me, because if we do any updates to the table of contents, we usually change the version number. And I think that we need to figure it out, but we can do that after the sprint. So
Yes,
this is, we're going, well, Gautam, for your information, we need to discuss that in order to avoid putting the version number in the link. So we need to figure out what's the best way to create the QR codes. For now, it's absolutely fine, but it may turn out that we're going to change the table of contents, and that I'm going to change the version, and we need to be able to react to that properly.
Sure. I'm just right now just thinking about that demo thing, especially when Paul's telling me he wants to take it to South America as well in October. So yeah, it's just giving somebody like a pack, which will be their script, if you like, but we'll have those barcodes on it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next one is PEMOB 111. There is as a user, you want to be able to download a test app so that I can present how it works to the potential users. So I have found that for iOS, actually, in an article I found that actually if we move the build to beta testing, we can add more number of email IDs without any limits. For Android, we can use Testfairy or Hockey. Actually, share the APK through the Google Drive link. So after this, after the sprint review, so we'll upload and build to test flight, and then we'll move to beta testing. So beta testing will take up to 2 or 3 days. That is, it's like a review from the App Store. So after the review got successful, we'll add the email IDs. Then we'll check it off the.
Yeah, but let's do it both ways. So please upload the version and allow iTunes Connect users to start testing it immediately, so that I can test it, because I'm an iTunes Connect user and I'm added to it, and I have already downloaded the app. So you know what I mean. And let's not put it for review in Apple. Because when I download it, I'm gonna play with it, and I want to do some polishing with the app before we proceed with the beta testing with other people. Okay.
In that case, if you want, actually, we can add at least some 2 or 3 UDIDs. Then we can start testing through Hockey app. If you want an urgent, we can add your UDIDs in the app provisioning profile. Then you can able to install through Hockey.
No, don't do that. Just upload the binary to test flight, and I'm going to immediately be notified that there is a new version pending, because I'm already added to this app, so I can download it immediately. So when you upload it, I'm going to receive a push notification about the new version available. So we do not need to add this UDID now, right? And then, well, probably on Thursday or on Friday, I'm going to contact you and ask you to send this for review in Apple. It usually doesn't take that much. It usually takes a few hours as for beta versions, because as far as I know, they don't do that as thoroughly as the release apps. So that should be a few hours instead of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Okay. For Android, I guess I just given you the link from both Testfairy and the drive link I have shared you. Have you got that?
I got the email, but I haven't been able to download the app to the phone yet. So I'm gonna do that immediately after the call, after the review.
Yeah. Okay, David. Okay.
But I've got the email, so it should be fine.
Yeah. Okay, David. So, do you have any other queries on this story, David?
Not from my side. So I'm going to ask the stakeholders to provide me with a list of email addresses, that Apple IDs or Gmail addresses, so that we could share the app with them. Okay.
Okay.
Can I just say one thing while I remember, and this is for the team as well. You know, Elvis is leaving the end of next week.
Yes, Gerald.
So, David, I think we probably need a conversation with Gregorz about who's going to replace him and how we're going to do that. So sorry, that was just in passing. As I thought, I'm going to make sure everybody was aware that as our UAT resource, he's going to not for this, but generally, he's not going to be there after the end of next week.
And Cinda is leaving today because she's pregnant. So we are looking for people for QA, right?
Right. Okay.
Jerome, I contacted Elvis and asked him about the replacement for him, and he said Scarlett Herald will be his replacement.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to Scarlett then. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thanks.
So the next one is PEMOB 129. That is IAP that we have moved out of the scope. So the next thing is over to Maha.
Hi Gerald, hi David, Maha here.
Hi Emma.
Hi Gerald. I will demoing the PEMOB 81 story. As a user, I want the app to automatically start the downloading a lesson when I tap an activity which has not been downloaded yet, so that I can complete the activity offline. From Alien system, Gerald?
Yes, I am able to.
Yeah.
Okay. After moving on to, as now unit is not downloaded and even lesson is not downloaded, I'm moving on to activity page. If I click on this activity, as it is not downloaded, it's getting downloaded here. And if I want to cancel the download, if I click on, the pop-up will be displayed. If I click on OK, the download will be stopped. If I click on again, the download process will be started and it will be redirected to the activity page. This is the activity which we clicked on. It's
Okay.
Automatically it's redirected to the activity page. And David, you before asked regarding the unit download, I'll show the demo here. I'll click on unit 1. It's getting downloaded. If the user wants to cancel the download, he'll be getting this pop-up, and if he gives an OK, the download will be stopped. And again, if the user wants to download, you can click on. The process will be continued. You can see download is completed.
Okay, but the clouds next to lessons are still there.
This will we have been working on it as unit icon is hidden. Once the page gets refreshed, or if the user moves to again toggle button, we can apply the conditions. We are working on.
Okay, so it is pending a fix, and there was also a bug where you cancelled the download of a lesson, and there was a pop-up saying that you had some problems with the internet connectivity. So there's also a bug, I believe. And could you go to lesson 1 now? Okay, and go back, please. Go back, please. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, and could you go to lesson 1 again? Sorry. Okay, download it, please.
Download.
Because, well, this lesson has been downloaded previously when you try to, and the cloud is still there, so we need to get rid of that. So this this is a major fix that we need to do because this is confusing.
These download icons we have not handled yet completely yet. We just implemented it for the units part. So still we have to implement the same for lessons and activities. We are on progress of that.
Okay. All right. And could you go back to level 1? Okay. Yeah. So the cloud is still there. So we need to fix it, and we need to fix it well after not today, not necessarily today, but to let you know, I'm going to present the app on Friday. So for Friday, we need to polish it as much as possible. So this is going to be another sprint, but we need to fix such bugs for Friday at the latest. Okay?
Where is regarding the unit? Sorry, PEMOB 81.
No, it was fine. The only comment concerns the clouds that do not disappear despite the lessons being downloaded. So yeah. So apart from that, this was that's what it was supposed to look like. Yeah.
Okay, David. I'll hand over to Elise.
Hi David, hi Gerald. So PEMOB 80 is regarding the providing players for audio and video files. Let me just show. So right now we have given only local file assets. So let me just go to audio. So you can see here. This is the audio player. I've given the title. So whatever the title the audio unit has, I've just given the title.
You want me to go on mute?
So just a second, Gerald. I'll just connect the audio as well.
Cocoons.
So
Cocoons are cases around the caterpillar's bodies.
So this is for the audio player.
Finally.
So, and to the video.
Always learning. Cocoons.
Sorry?
We're always learning. I know about cocoons now.
Hi, may I help you?
So this
Yes,
is video player.
I have an
So
appointment
please the
with
title
Mr.
here.
Sanchez.
Hello, I'm Victor Sanchez.
Hi, I'm Marie Batiste.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you're here for the job?
There is about this audio and video player.
All right, very good. We need some polishing because we did not receive designs from Nathan about that. So we need to design the screen. But this is just a matter of UI, so that's good. That the functionality is there. Okay. Gerald, do you have any comments?
No, I was thinking maybe we haven't got enough assets, but I was thinking when you open the audio, you should get 3 or 4 to choose from.
Yeah, sure, but this is the only one that I received from Dean.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but yeah, that would be nice to get a few more, but that'd be good. Ultimately, we think about the scripting as well, but that's a whole different subject. But yeah, no, it's good, excellent. And I think we agreed we would potentially have another unit, in inverted commas, which would be all the audios and all the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, so but it doesn't really matter from the well, yeah. So this is a question to Ezel actually, because if we, for example, because currently these video and audio lessons are lessons. If I wanted to have a separate unit containing these only, would that be technically possible immediately if I just change something in the TMC, or you need to do some manual fixes to that?
So instead of lesson, it will be as unit 1, 2, 3 and audio video units, right?
Yeah, so you have that within the lesson, but you also have a library, if you like, of all the audios and all the videos as almost like a dummy unit on the after all the other units.
How do you distinguish how do you distinguish between lessons and well, something that contains audio and video files? How do you distinguish between these?
Actually, right now what we do is in the JSON we have this IDs, and for audio and video lessons we'll have this ID as audio and video. So accordingly we'll navigate to the respective screens. If there's an audio, we'll go to the audio screen. If it's a video, if it is not both of it, we'll go to activity page.
Okay, so you distinguish between them by IDs, right? So if I give them ID audio or video, then you immediately know that this one contains audio video. Is that correct?
Yes, that is how it is done right now.
Okay. All right. So actually, Gerald, I can change it from the TOC point of view. So this is this.
Yeah.
So we are flexible here.
Yeah, very good. Agile. We're agile. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one is okay. So PEMOB 52 and PEMOB 115. My profile and help is in for PEMOB. Is my screen visible, David?
Yes.
So inside my profile, we just need to show the text that is the user is not signed in.
Oh,
So
okay. We need to fix it. I thought it would be bigger and we wouldn't have these exclamation marks. So, yeah, okay, but this is a minor thing. Okay. Okay, and how about help?
So yeah, help if I give.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this is polishing. Yeah, okay. So we can fix that.
I was just wondering. Sorry, this is just an aside. So when we say you're not signed in, ultimately we'll have a link to take them to the sign-in page, presumably.
No, Carol, this is just a placeholder, not to have an empty screen. You know, so that's I asked them to put just this notice there. This logging in, signing in functionality is not ready at all.
Oh,
so
yes. Okay.
Just
saying. But ultimately, we would have that if you had anywhere we have the lead link to actually allow you to sign in. Okay, thanks. Right, cool.
So that's from 52 and 115 next after Vina.
Hi John, hi David.
Hi.
Spike 136 is PEMOB 131. Which is using tin can. Like previously, I had a discussion with the OSCE team, and they told me like it is not possible to do that offline, online. But we found some solutions for that, and it is like we can do that offline too. Because in case of offline, we cannot trigger the submit click. Based on that, we'll be getting the score. That could not be done offline without tin can, I guess. So after that, we found some solutions regarding offline using tin can. So that is possible, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to implement that in the application itself. Yeah, I've created sample application, but that did not help me. So I'm trying to do that in Epic application itself. So it is in progress. So there is possibility to do that. So hopefully I'll do that, continue that in the next sprint, and I'll show the demo as soon as possible.
Okay, so because I didn't get it, so the packages need to be tin can compliant, or they shouldn't be tin can compliant?
It should be tin can.
Okay, because because current packages are not tin can compliant, or are they?
Yeah, actually we have a tin can compliant package that you had sent earlier, so we are just trying with that.
Okay.
Long back you sent and the keys for it. So based on that, we are trying it out.
Okay, so we would need to turn these packages that are available now in the table of contents. We need to turn them into tin can compliant. Okay, that's clear for me. So when the spike is over, I'm gonna do that so that we receive packages that are tin can compliant. Very good. Okay, that's brilliant.
So do you have any other queries, David, regarding this sprint flow?
No, we have actually accomplished everything that we planned in this sprint, so this is brilliant. We need to do some polishing. That's why I added a new story. This is the next story and the first story in the backlog. When we do some polishing and bug fixing, I believe we're ready for Friday demo.
And we have got those 4 question types in there.
Yeah, well, we actually don't have 4 of them. I believe there are 3 only for the moment.
Okay, but we got more than 1 question type, so that's cool.
Yeah,
so when you sweep right, you get the other question types, do you? I'm sorry, it was a slight diversion.
We don't have any fill-in activities, example activities, so we cannot demo it to anyone at the moment. So if they provide me with these, I will just need to ask these front-end developers here in Poznan to do some polishing with CSS files. But I hope that it's not going to take too long. But I don't know if there are any plans to provide us with any more demo activities.
Okay, I think it's just worth checking with Jennifer or whatever, because it would be nice for this demo to have all the 4 different ones. So just to,
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
The other 3 are all represented in the packages that are now shipped with the app.
Good. Okay.
Okay, Gerald, what do you think about that?
Yeah, good. It's starting to come together, isn't it? Yeah, I think polishing is the thing. You know, we like putting the images in, you know, the graphics in and things like that would be cool. I'm just thinking if I was taking this out to show it to people, you know, it's. I think we've got the functionality pretty much getting there. It's just to make it look really, really attractive. The activities look great. I just think just with a little bit of effort, we can make the actual app itself with those products and stuff like that look really good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yeah. So the plan is now I'm gonna immediately after the call I'm going to ping Nathan to provide me with these images that we can put in levels and in the products. So that's going to be one thing. Another thing is that I'm going to grab the version on my phone and test it and provide the team with my feedback so that we could do some polishing, and then we can continue with functionalities. So yes. I think that. Yeah, so I believe that I don't think there's going to be too much feedback that we couldn't do that by Thursday evening, and we can do a demo on Friday. So that's brilliant.
Okay, good. No, good. Just well done, everybody. Excellent. That's good stuff.
Just one more thing, Gerald, because yesterday we had a very well. Some of the team had a very they work late hours because Ezel stopped working at 12:30 p.m. or a.m. actually, and it was thank you very much all of you for your help, and I tried to assist you because I was there on Hangouts too, but I could see that you were working very hard, so it was brilliant.
So that noise was people snoring. So well done, everybody. Brilliant. Well done.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's it as for sprint review. So yeah. So I'm really satisfied with that. We do the polishing. So that's what the next sprint is going to start with.
Okay. Cool. Okay. It's probably a point I need to jump off really. So thanks a lot again, everybody. Speak soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Okay, great. So are we closing the sprint then?
Okay, so before closing the sprint, there are 2 stories that are still in progress. So what is the plan for that? Triple one is closed. Okay, let me refresh. And how about 136? So yeah. So 136 will be moved to next sprint, David.
Well, I'm thinking whether it should be like that because we have PEMOB 131 in the we're going to have it in the next sprint. So I wonder if it's not better to close this one 136 and just put 131 with a of us knowing that it's going to be a spike to some extent. I just wonder if it's necessary to keep this spike there. If you insist on me to keep it there, but I'm wondering if it's really necessary.
Suggestion, because actually they told that it is not possible with offline, that is tin can with offline is not possible, but we found a way, but we are in progress actually, so it could be better if we take a spike.
For analysis,
Okay.
since the analysis.
Yeah, because it was not completed fully, so we can take it.
If you're done at the earliest, we'll integrate that with application, take the full story into the script.
We convert spike into. We have a story already. Once you are done with 136, you can proceed with 130. Is it fine with you, David?
Could you repeat, because I didn't hear you very well?
Okay. So PEMOB 136 is all about analyzing the 131 story. So since the analysis is and we have not yet succeeded, we now would like to take this spike and then in the next sprint as well and complete the analysis and then proceed with 131.
Okay, all right. So if you insist, then I'm fine with that. Right. Okay, no problem.
So 81, PEMOB 82 is the Gautam's. So you need to pull this to next sprint and work on it. It will be still over there. Okay. So and then how about Maha story? Yeah, it's a bug. You need some fixes, right? And then you also said that clouds, handling clouds is still in progress. So that's progress. But regarding activity, okay, it's not regarding the cloud icon. So
it is not mentioned. We have done.
So it will be covered as part of the PEMOB 159, which is published. Okay. So Maha story is also closed, David. We do have some bug fixes and UI designs and handling the cloud icons. So that can be handled as part of PEMOB 159. Is that okay?
Which PEMOB? Which PEMOB? Could you repeat that?
The first one in the backlog, PEMOB 159.
159. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, that's why I put it there. Of course, yeah. That's where it should be done. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, sure, David. So except PEMOB 136 and PEMOB 80, all the stories have been closed, and you can now complete the sprint in Jira, David.
Okay. Should I first of all take these out of the sprint?
It will automatically be moved to backlog once we give the complete.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. So I'm here. Complete sprint. Okay, 11 issues were done. 2 issues were incomplete. Okay, complete. Ready. Okay. All right. We're back to the backlog. Okay. Create sprint. Okay. Right. So we can start sprint planning, right?
Okay. Before that, shall we complete the retro for the past 2 sprints?
Yeah, sure. Of course, yeah, no problem.
Okay. I have shared the link in the calendar invite. We all have the link with you? Share it.
I do.
Okay.
I have it in
Can
front
share
of
it
me.
again. Okay. So let's take 5 to start. Okay, team. So please take 5 to 10 minutes of time and fill the sheet along with your name. Yes, so that I'll get to know whose point is that, right? So just to fill the column B and then column C and column D. Okay. David,
Yes.
you can also add your points if you have any feedback for us. under what went well, what not went well, and any improvements. And if you want to appreciate anyone, you can do
Okay,
that.
okay, all right, I'm thinking then.
Okay. Let me know once everybody is done for the project.
I'll be right back. Just give me a minute.
Is everybody done?
No.
Last 2 minutes,
Appreciation
please.
second point.
Second point.
Who wrote that?
Yeah. I did actually.
Okay.
But I mentioned I missed Sudhakar. Okay, I put my name. And who added Sudhakar?
No.
Right. Who? Okay, guys, done. Not in yet. David, are you back?
Yes, I am. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, I'll share my screen now. Are you able to see my screen?
Let me see it. Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's read through one by one. What went well? Extra effort has been taken to complete the sprint story on time. Is it for your story alone, Meena?
No, for
everyone. Okay, because the assigned to is not there, so okay, yeah, true. And we managed to deliver the product thanks to developers. Okay, yes.
Thanks, David.
I agree.
Good work.
Thanks, David.
So good work, team. And oh, same thing. I have also mentioned.
Thanks, David.
Sweet later. App was developed using technology which was new to everyone, but managed to complete the story on time. Yes, agreed. It was a great effort by everyone. Okay. Thanks, David. And learned a new technology in mobile development. Yes. Next, what not went well? Too many meetings, so shortage of development time. Actually, too many meetings in the sense we had backlog grooming, which is part of agile ceremony, and then planning. And actually, to the benefit of the team, I have cancelled the retro for the first sprint. Okay, so we have reduced that meeting. Otherwise, I think treat will be later.
It won't be the coming sprints.
Yeah,
We have to
yes,
discuss
because
on
we were in the initial phase,
Yes.
so we took some, more time in backlog grooming.
Yeah.
So for the first sprint, I think we had more time
yeah.
in meetings, but second sprint we improved a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, yeah.
But some shortage of.
I think that may be due to the new technology and then the tight schedule. Yeah. Okay. Integration delayed the sprint delivery. Yes, we were doing the integration for the first time, and hence we faced some unexpected issues. And I hope this will not be repeated in our upcoming sprints, right?
Sprint to be over.
Yeah, in sprint 2 you did it quick, right? Okay.
Everyone's code has been integrated, so we have done nothing.
Okay, good. So last minute commits, it's not good to upload build. So when did this happen?
Yeah, for a demo before.
Even before the demo. Okay.
So this should be avoided.
So I think maybe we can avoid this by having a code freeze date.
As we have discussed before, for the first
first two sprints, it's not possible. From next sprint, maybe we can, we can adapt to QA handoff, design handoff if applicable, and then code freeze date.
No, rather than having code freeze as of this stage, we can just upload the features which we are confident of. Like some features we have added at the last minute, we'll add some feature and generate a build. We should not do that actually, because if it has been developed already, tested it. No, the other things that we are doing it continuous integration. Not integration, but once we have done some feature.
If you're confident about it, we'll be taking that to the build. If not, we'll be working in the background. That is, developers will be developing, but will not have.
See, on that review date, till morning 10 o'clock, we'll upload that is, we'll commit the build. So after 10 o'clock, we should not commit.
So does that include with the completion of testing?
One day before.
With the completion of testing?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned.
There is some
it would be good if we have
end of Monday.
So if we have the review on Tuesday, so Monday end of the day would be the commit last day.
Okay, so in that case, completed. So keep it as in a local. Show that in the review. So after review, we will upload.
Once it is done completely and there is no issue, we'll be uploaded completely.
So the commit will be done after testing, or how? We are planning.
Testing will be dev testing only, not complete.
When we include QA, we will discuss about the QA and of this and code freeze dates.
Sorry?
No, when we include the QA, we can have those dates.
Yeah, but we are including QA from sprint 3.
So when we discuss it on
The thing
planning,
is,
when we
if you
do the
haven't
QA,
completed one day before the review,
then
we'll keep it as in a local and testing will be.
Testing will be delayed then?
Yes, of course.
Of course, yes.
Then it will be carried out in next sprint.
So, in the last day of review, we want to.
So she'll have only one day for testing if we commit on Monday.
it is on rare case. If we start in the third sprint, we'll give the QA handoff dates.
No, the date is maximum.
Fine. Okay. Yeah,
That.
agreed. Okay. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
No or little backlog grooming before sprints 1 and 3.
Yeah, that's my feedback, because before sprint 1 we had a short session on backlog grooming. It was my first week of working here, so it was okay because it was short. But I believe there was just Kalpana and Gautam. I'm not sure about the others because I didn't know you very well then. But it took us about 30 minutes, and then when we had backlog, when we had sprint planning, then I heard hundreds of questions, right? And I believe that it should have been done during the backlog grooming session. So we didn't do that then, and actually due to the fact that we're so involved in delivering everything after sprint 2, I believe that we missed this backlog grooming before sprint 3 because we haven't done that. So this is, it wasn't a big deal, but I remember that my first planning, our first sprint planning was very, very stressful for me because I remember we had very heated debates, and so it was really stressful. So I believe this should have been done during backlog grooming. So we just need to take care of that and just remember to do it regardless of anything, I believe.
Yeah, okay, sure, David. We can. We have to plan the backlog grooming well ahead of the sprint planning then, right?
Yeah, that's much better. At least 1 day or 2 days before sprint planning. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Our team agreed with this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other things to be discussed under what not well?
Yes.
Any other points from anyone?
Any points? Haven't added.
Anything else? Okay.
that's it.
So I'll move on to improvements. So, yeah, like we said, we need to have a daily target so that at one day we will not feel like we are behind the schedule. Okay? It will be better for tracking. So if we fix some, you will be adding subtasks for each stories. So during the Scrum call, if you update, like I'll be working on this subtask, and if you are planning to complete it by end of day, then you make sure that you complete on that day. Okay, that will help us to track better and complete the story on time as well. Okay, Meaning if you're stuck, we'll be able to know how far you are stuck, and we need to find out the root cause, and we need to get immediate help, right? That's right. Okay. Okay, and then Pivo should call me as Ma.
I will. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Maha, but I believe that it was some of you used Mahala or Mahaya, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's going to be Mahala as of now.
Because we didn't actually know.
Yes.
Yeah, I started calling Mahala.
He was always kidding me.
The team started calling us Mahala, because in Tamil, Mahala means daughter.
What does it mean? Pardon?
Daughter.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's going to be Maha as of now. Okay, that's fine. Sorry.
Okay, so I have added an area of improvement. Okay.
Thanks, bye.
He agreed. So I think you are happy now.
I'm very happy.
Okay.
But we're going to stick to that name. Yeah. We'll
Okay. So moving on to next one. Pivo gets too much involved in technical details.
Yeah, that's my impression. I sometimes tell you too much on the technical elements, and I even asked Ram to give me his hockey app credentials. Well, you know, I'm a developer, and I love I love iOS development, and whenever I can do something, then I want to do that. But I believe that I intimidate you with that a bit. So I will try to live it myself, and but that's my impression. I get too much involved in your experience, in your expertise, actually. So I'll try to live it that.
We actually have it as a benefit for the team.
Because if we got stuck at any point, we are just getting benefit, right? So it's not a problem.
Yeah, we welcome your feedback and
yes,
technical help. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Okay. I thought that it was intimidating for you and you disliked it. So if you want me to do it like that, so I can continue, because this is, well, development is my love. I really love it. It's my biggest hobby and my biggest passion. So I love to do that. But just tell me if you don't want me to do that. Just tell me, okay? So let's put it this way, okay?
Sure, David. Yeah, right now we actually have you as a technical help, actually. So it's a positive thing for the team right now.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to the interesting part. Yeah, appreciation. I just add as a comment. Okay.
Yeah, this is I believe my comment. Yeah. So everyone for
all your dedication. Yes, thanks team for your dedication, and keep up the same with upcoming sprints as well.
Okay.
And appreciation to Sudhakaran, Ram, and Eril for preparing the build on weekends. Yes, a few people like Maha and Gautam went on leave.
This was on weekend.
Right, yeah, and their stories also, you both worked on it, right? And Sudhakar, he helped us.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
So thanks to you three. And third one to Pivo for his all-time availability and support throughout the team, throughout the sprint.
Yes.
Thank you, David, for your patience.
Well, that was absolutely fine. Thank you for your patience too, because we sometimes have some issues, but I believe that we're doing fine.
Okay. So the next one is appreciation to dev team for the timely delivery of the working model. Timely delivery, I agree with the sprint 2. For sprint 1, yeah, we had some spillovers. Okay. And let's keep up the same. Let's ensure to make no spillovers. Okay.
Yeah.
We will ensure to commit the stories that we are capable of doing. Okay. Appreciation to the team. Okay. Thanks, ma'am. Okay. Apart from these, any other points we discussed? Treat. Check with Karthik Ramaraj for treat.
Okay, we'll send a mail to you. You just forward it.
Okay. Okay. So, David, any other feedback from your end?
No, thank you very much for all your hard work. I really appreciate it. I will try to assist you further, and I hope that we're going to create great products. We are on a good way, on a good track to do that.
Yes, sure, David. Okay, and okay, so shall we proceed with our planning, David?
Yeah, very good.
Maha, you are not yet done with the retro?
Yes, retest retro is pending.
Retro. David, the team wants to invite you to Chennai and have a treat together for celebrating the working model success.
Thank you very much. I'm really flattered. There is one problem though. I'm fear of flying. really. And I have flown just once in my life to Finland actually, and it was one of the most terrible experiences in my life ever. So I need to overcome this fear, and once I do that, I will immediately come to Chennai to meet you. But for now, unfortunately, I cannot do that. But I will do that as soon as possible. I first need to go to the UK at least because it's shorter, and when I'm done with that, and when I'm not afraid of flying anymore, I will go to Chennai. And thank you for your invitation.
Okay.
You're always welcome, David.
So we are waiting, David.
Oh, you're waiting. Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, but thank you very much. I'm really, really flattered. So thank you very much.
Yeah, one more PEMOB developer is going to join in camp in Chennai.
Once he comes,
Can you repeat that because I couldn't hear you?
So, okay, we'll be expecting you soon as a developer from PEMOB.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so before proceeding, let me share the velocity tracker for the sprint 3. So 2-week sprint starting from tomorrow, 13 September and ending on 26th September. No public holidays in between and no planned leaves from the team as well. And we have involved the QA's velocity for the sprint 3. And Sheikh, as we know, he's a shared resource and I have added 5 points for him for our team, which means 5 days for us and 3 days for the other team. Okay, and he's on leave today. So once he comes, I'll check for the leave plans for, if any, for the sprint 3. So in total, we have 48 points. Yeah, okay. So that's all from my end, David. Now you can proceed with the planning. Stop
Okay.
screen.
Okay, so let me do that.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let's start with the things that are left from the previous sprint. So we've got PEMOB 82. I need to update the description there so that it describes the pop-up, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Gautam, one request. If I do not manage to do that today, can I do that tomorrow in the morning? Would that be okay with you? Okay,
yeah,
because I may not be able to do that today because I still have a few emails to write and I need to leave earlier a bit today. So, but I will catch up tomorrow if necessary. I hope you know what to do. If not, then just contact me via Hangouts. I need to add Epic to this one. Okay, done. So PEMOB 136. So this is the one for Vina with the spike. And then I would like to have this one, and we need to estimate it, even though it is hard to estimate it because we still don't know what's going to be there. As a user, I want the working model to be polished so that the app is high quality. And the description after sprint 2, the app will be tested and will probably require some polishing in order to make the product look and behave good as far as the user experience is concerned. And I think that we have already discussed a few elements during the sprint review. So I believe and I hope that you have something to do today, because then when I receive the binary and I install it on my phone, I'm going to immediately start testing it, and then I'm going to put my results in a file, in a Google Excel file, and then we can put this as subtasks. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So so how about estimation? Do you want to do that? I believe we should.
Yes. Okay, for the polishing things, how many points?
No, maybe after
shape.
No, after he had a workaround with the belt. Can we estimate after?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the things we need to?
After listing the polishing task. So, how would we estimate after listing out the polishing task, David, so that we will know how much effort that would be required for the story to estimate?
That's it. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just putting it there. Okay, and we're gonna update the story. Okay. And do you want to estimate the spike?
No, spike. We usually won't estimate, David.
Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Then we have 131, which is dependent on 136. So we are not putting it in the sprint, are we?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Once we are done with the 136, yeah, we can pull it into the sprint. Is our suggestion, David? Is that fine?
Okay, that's fine. The same is with 64, because well, this also, I believe, requires a spike, but I don't know the technical details of what you are investigating at the moment. But if we are able to fetch the scores, we should also be able to, because there is this, as a user, I want to be able to switch between activities without leaving them, so that I can easily move to another activity within a skill. Because while we have skills, in these skills so far, we have just one activity in each skill, right? But in the future, it is possible that we're going to have a few activities in one skill. And we would need to have these next previous buttons, which would load another activity, right? And this should be like above the regular activity interface. So this is what the story is about. And I wonder if we should put that here and now in this sprint, or whether wait for the end of this spike, because this spike could let us know if it's possible to fetch the event of any other button that we're gonna put there. What do you think?
You want a separate spike or completing 136?
After completing 136.
Okay. The team.
That is my suggestion.
Okay. Team. How about others? So since this is dependent on 131, the team feels shall we wait for the completion of the analysis and then pull it into the sprint?
I believe it's dependent on 136 instead of 131. But yeah, but yeah, sure. I agree that we could wait for 136 and then proceed with these two if possible, right? So these are worth 8 points. So let's keep them like that, and let's assume that we need to put some as a reserve there. Okay, very good. Okay, 113. As a user, I want to see a label informing me that I need internet access to display table of contents when there is no internet access, so that I know what is going on, right? So when I open the app for the first time, and we have no internet access, sorry, we display a label in the middle of the screen informing the user that he or she needs internet connection to download the table of contents. In the scenario when the user inactivates the app and it becomes active again, we must retry fetching the JSON file from PEF. I believe I discussed that with Ram. Was it you?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It run. Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing that is left from the first sprint that we need to catch up.
Okay. Estimation, please. I mean, are you clear with the story?
Yes.
Okay. Estimation.
Because in between the user connects to the internet, we need to download the JSON. We just have to display the label.
So 3 points for this story, David. One
Okay.
It is already downloaded.
Okay, David, okay, one more query. Okay, so if the user has downloaded version 1.0.7 and next time he is opening the app, the user does not have an internet connection. So what we have to do?
So the user has already downloaded 1.0.7, right?
Yeah.
And this JSON file is in the app, and then he opens it again, but does not have internet access. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So do we need to handle that in this story or separate?
We try to fetch a new version and reload the table of contents, but if there is no internet access, we load the JSON file that is local.
Okay, so we need to add that in this story, right? Or separate?
Okay, so I'm going to do that now because I have it open.
Yeah.
So when the user has already downloaded the file, the JSON file, with the table of contents, and then opens the app again and it has no internet. Trying to fetch file app and
whichever we have downloaded so far.
we try to fetch the file from PEF, and if he has no internet access, we load the local file. Yeah. Okay, and story points 3.
And David, since we have few more UACs, the team feels 5 as story points for this story, David. Is that okay with you?
Okay, all right. Okay. All right. So I wonder one thing, because the user may open the app a number of times a day, and I wonder if we shouldn't just check it once. For example, the first time he or she opens an app on this particular day. Is that going to complicate things too much?
Okay, then in that case, how can we update the JSON file?
If for example he or she has downloaded the file and then opened the app for the first time on the next day, and it hasn't been updated, the JSON file hasn't been updated, but it has been updated later on. No, let's not complicate. You're right. Let's leave it as it is. So we try to fetch it. Then let's display the local file. I'm just wondering if we shouldn't have a timeout. Let's have a timeout.
Okay, David, and one more query. So consider the scenario: if the timeout is finished and JSON content is not fetched, in that case, what we have to show?
We load the local file.
Okay. Okay.
We load the local file. If we cannot, if the timeout of how many seconds? 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds is that the file. Yeah. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Brilliant.
Okay, shall we move on to the next story?
Yes.
So I'm putting this one in the sprint. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then we have 66 and 68. And here we have one problem, because I thought that for this moment we would have custom fields in a PEF at which we would show that this unit is sample or non-sample. But it turned out that the PEF team cannot do that because the plans have changed dramatically, something has happened, and they will not be able to provide us with this information. So I'm thinking about two solutions, because for the time being, we assume that if a unit is not the first unit in a lesson, in a level, then it's non-sample. But I believe this is a dirty solution. What I do is I would choose one of the fields that exist right now, and then I would mark them with whether they are sample or non-sample. What do you think about that? And these could change in the future, because let me show you what it looks like now. So when I'm designing the table of contents in this the JSON file, I've got levels and I've got units, and I've got these fields in. No, there's no good. Oh, there's no good field to do that. See, because these are the fields that I can fill in, and none of these is actually good for that. So, well, I think that we need to assume that the first unit is non-sample and the rest is that the first unit is sample and the rest is non-sample. We need to assume that for now.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to analyze the JSON, search through the level, and just assume that the first unit is available to the user, even if he or she is not logged in, and the rest is grayed out as here, right? Is that okay? Let me see if the opens a list of units. Some units may be sample accessible, other units are disabled. Above the first disabled unit. Okay, so let me put it in the description. So opens a list of some units may be sample. For the time being, we assume that the first inner level is sample and the rest is non-sample. Non-sample units are disabled.
Just clarify. For each and every, that is for example, inside level 1, consider there are 5 units. First unit should be the sample and remaining should be paid like that.
Not really, but we have to unlock them.
Okay. No, in this story, what we will do? In this story, what we are going to?
Suppose if it is not the thing, then we have to open the QR scanner.
In this story, I think we are going to keep the call to action true. That unlock, we'll just keep that label over there and disable all the non-tree units.
Can you show them all?
Yeah. Okay.
Just a minute, David.
Manually keep this.
See, so for example, this thing is the first unit. So this will be a sample unit. It will be free. This anyone can open it and handle it.
Okay, first unit is sample.
Yeah. Okay. And the remaining units before that we'll have this call to action button. Unlock call to action with your
also
student.
No, we'll be just placing or we'll be handling this function also. You alone or this story.
Wait, how do we decide that unit 1 is sample?
No, that's what he's doing.
As of time being, we'll assume that there is a
We'll just manually keep it.
Yeah. Manually we'll assume first unit is free and the remaining units will be we'll have user has to unlock by logging in any detail.
Okay, only we'll push the UI alone, right?
Yeah.
Not that see if we tap on the
this is the description. Okay, let's see. When user taps the button, he is taken to the scan help screen, which then leads users to the scan tab. Okay, the user is unable to David, I have a question here. So in the description, the last line you're saying, if the user has unlocked any product before, we directly go to the scan tab and continue the process as in PEMOB 79.
Without logging in, yes. Yes, it just. Okay, all right. So what's the question?
So, say the level has 5 units. The first one is sample.
Yes.
It's call to action, but row will come below the first unit and above the second unit, right?
No, could you repeat? Could you repeat this? The first unit is sample, and then
the call below that the call to action row will be displayed.
That is can you share the mock?
Just let me share the screen.
Otherwise, give the mock-up.
Yeah, there is a mock-up there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's sharing.
.2 lesson log. 3.2 in main.
3.2. 3.2.
Yeah, so this is the call to action row, right? Unlock all practice with the QR.
This is the call to action row, exactly.
Yeah. So so let's say the user taps on it and goes to the scan page and unlocks unit 2. Okay, so then this call to action row should come below the unit 2, or where should it come?
Exactly. There is the call to action where we need to place that image.
You got my question, David?
Yes, we need to put this call to action row before unit 2, right? Not because here it says unit 2, but it should be above unit 2, so below unit 1, right? And when the user taps it, he or she is taken to the scanner, right? And then if he or she scans the QR code for the whole, not for this unit, there's not going to be for this unit, but for the whole level, okay? So for the whole level, then we immediately get unlocked the whole level. So all the units are going to be available to the user. And we need to go back to the table of contents. So this is what it's going to be like.
Okay, that is unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 in that page, right?
So on unlocking, we'll unlock the whole level, not individual units.
Yes, always the whole level, never just one unit.
Okay.
So that is except unit 1, we need to unlock 2, 3, 4.
Yes, all the units inside the level we have to unlock.
Last time he mentioned scan tab and continues the process.
No, that is
what the user will scan then. User will scan the unit or
QR code you already decided. We are it for whole level. 2, 3, 4, 5. See, consider the scenario inside level.
We are saying about
5
units.
Yes.
Already it's like 3 level. Inside the first one we'll have 3 units.
Okay, 3 units.
First one is sample.
First one.
First unit is the sample.
Yes. 2 and 3 will have to be unlocked.
Okay.
So on top of that button,
we'll redirect to the login page.
Scan
or login page.
Scan. The user is not.
Okay, that's even okay.
We'll open the scanner, and if he scans the QR code, we'll unlock the entire level. All the units inside.
That is unit 2 and 3 should be unlocked. So then after unlocking, we'll remove that action to call.
That's all.
Yes.
But in this story, this is what we'll do.
So once the whole level is unlocked, we'll remove that call to action, right, David?
Yeah, so the user will be able to go to any unit they want and complete activities, and when they download them, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So you that call to action row will not be scrollable, right? It will be static at the bottom, and the users can scroll through the units.
No. It's gonna be above the first unit. It should be scrollable. Yeah, it should be scrollable actually, because we have unit 1 at the top, right? Below that we have the call to action. We add simply an extra row there.
Okay. Yeah.
But and another story is about graying out these non-sample units. So they will be distinct from unit 1 because they will be grayed out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for PEMOB 66, we'll just place that call to action below unit 1.
Yes.
Or
and he is taken to the.
Sorry.
Which one?
We'll be placing that call to action.
Are we going? We'll go to the scan tab.
That is scan tab, not the downloading and all. The storage scope, right?
Yes. Okay. And then it will be passed at 79.
Okay, David, just correct me if I'm wrong. In PEMOB 66, the scope of the story is just will be placing the call to action image button. So after tapping the image, that is after tapping the call to action, will be redirected him to the scan page. So that is the scope of the story, right?
Yes, exactly. So we do not do any decoding here. We're just well, this is just UI, right, to some extent. Okay, so you're absolutely right. One thing that I would check is because we have problems with switching between tabs, right? Well, we need to, after unlocking it, we need to go back to the table of contents. And we need to refresh the table of contents so that they are not grayed out anymore and these call to action rows disappear and so on, right? So I wonder if we should not have a special scanning view here that is going to happen on this on the table of contents tab, right? So this is the thing that we need to analyze too. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yes, David. We'll check on that, David. We'll analyze that too. With this story.
Because the process of unlocking is provided here, right? So this is PEMOB 79. Here is the process of unlocking it and so on. Here we just display the call to action row. When we tap it, we show the scanning view, and that's it. Okay.
Okay, David.
Okay, so we are going to work on the story?
Yes.
Okay. And the estimation is 3?
Yeah.
66.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's okay, and this is the one grayed out. So this is just again the UI. Okay.
Grade, do we have any?
We have 3.2 itself you can see.
But it should not be clickable, right?
Yeah, that's what greater means.
We will have one more resource, I hope. Another resource as well.
Okay. 60.
68 is ready?
Yeah, 60.
Okay. Go ahead. Moving the PEMOB 68 to the sprint.
May I proceed with that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Okay. All right. Because I thought I was waiting for some questions, but this one seems to be clear then. Okay. And then we have this big thing. Namely, I want to scan a QR code so that I can get full access to its activities, right? So after user has been asked to scan a product's QR code, so for example, we tap the action row, we see this view. Let me show it to you then. Where is it? Sorry about that. Okay, so let me show it here because I believe that you should need to have access to that too. So let me show it here. This is chart. Because the whole flow is designed is shown here, so I believe I'll need to ask Nathan to give you access to that. So let me show it to you. So we have Epic shared with me. Okay, here we are. Okay, so look, the user has tapped the call to row, the call to action row. Then we have this screen, right? And look at that, and we have a number of possibilities here, right? Because we can either do cancel it and then go back to this to the table of contents, or we can be taken to the scanner, right? And then we can scan successfully, be asked to log in, and if we are logged in, we are taken to the table of contents. And this unit becomes unlocked, the call to action row disappears. But the user can also, there might be some errors, right? So the code not recognized, communication error, for example, no internet access, or the user may, for example, decide not to log in. So then we do not unlock the code. So what I'm going to do is, I cannot share it, as you can see, but I will ask Nathan to share it with you, right? So that you have access to this flow. So, and all these are linked to Zeppelin, right? So you can immediately be taken there and see it in Zeppelin, okay? And this is, I think, important. It is essential for understanding this story, okay? So yes. So I also refer to Lucidchart flow for reference. It's here. I'll just need to ask Nathan to share it with you. And whom should he share it with?
To the entire team, David, that would be better.
Entire team. Okay. All right. I'll ask him to do that. So yeah. So we can do that. I'm gonna do that immediately after that, and I hope he responds quickly. So I believe that you're gonna get that this afternoon. Okay. But I think that this is a huge thing, to be honest. Just remember, the logging in is a separate story. Okay, so this is just scanning, right? Until this point. Okay, until this point, because logging in is a different story.
Yeah.
Okay.
David, a small query here. How are we planning to generate the QR code? Because we already had, we had planned to have this discussion, right? This version number update and things about that. Because in this case, as of now, we were generating QR codes based on the UID of every activity. But then if it's for a lesson or a unit, because I'm not sure what kind of code we'll be generating.
Well, these are going to be QR codes for the whole level, right? And these are going to be unique QR codes. So every book that is going to be sold to students is going to have a unique QR code. So what we need to do here is actually create a system that is going to recognize that this is a QR code for this particular level, and it is going to check on backend in some backend service whether this is acceptable and so on, right? So what we're going to do is just scan the QR code and contact some backend service that we need to develop actually. And it should interpret whether this QR code is correct or not. Okay, so let's not do this on the app side. Let's just plan that we're going to have an intermediary service that is going to do that for us. For now, we can have one QR code for everything, but we'll need to do that probably in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. So as of now, we can hard code for every unit or for every level, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. For the time being, we can hard code it, but in the future we need to connect to the service, and the service is going to do the validation for us, and we are going to receive a response from the service, and then decide whether we can allow the user to access the units or not.
Okay, David.
And one important question then, because I had a discussion here in the team. Does any one of you have skills to develop such intermediary services that are going to rule the backend?
What you mean? Some authentication?
Well, application, but on the server side, not a mobile application, but a backend application. That is going to be, because what we're going to use for user authentication, for example, is going to be either Rumba, I don't know if you have any experience with that, or PEF, either of these. And we would need to have some intermediary service between the mobile app and Rumba that is going to deal with the authentication. And the same is with unlocking QR codes. So we would have a mobile app send a QR code to this intermediate service. This intermediate service is going to do the processing and then go back to the mobile app with a boolean yes or no, right, or true or false. So is there anyone in the team that would have skills to develop this intermediary service in the future? Because if not, then I need to search for some other people here in Poznan or somewhere else, but I will need to have another team to do that for us. So that's my question, because I prefer to do it with the team, but if you don't have any experience or you do not want to do that, then I need to know that as soon as possible.
The use case is going to be like, based on the QR code, the validation part alone has to be done, right? So
he's telling what it is on the previous meeting, right? First meeting we discussed, for validating the QR code, we will have an web service that will be a bridge for our mobile app and then the backend. So we need to create the web service. He's asking after that.
Like an API.
Okay, wait. Go. Okay, as we discussed right in the first meeting for login dashboard. So for validating the login credentials, we need to write a web service. That is a bridge for mobile app and the backend service.
We got to build a server. We need to create a.
Okay, so David wants to know if someone in the team can do it, have the skills to do it, else we find another team in Poznan to do that.
So this is what.
Anyone in the team has that skill.
If you have velocity, it is and once if you have priority on each side, that is the first priority. Epic is the first priority, and this is the second priority. And if you have velocity, you can take it.
Does anybody have that skill and willing to work?
We can give it a try, but we are not sure because
we don't have
not
experience,
tried. Okay.
but we can try. That is okay.
Yeah, for this we need to create a web server.
Yeah.
We need to create a domain. Okay, and then we need to install the server-side packages. And then if it is a PHP, then we need to install the PHP model for that and Apache.
Nice.
And after that, we need to create our own scripts
Mm.
for that to communicate that.
So it will
login
be
model.
like additional work for the team. So it should not affect our other stories as well. If you are taking, you will be taking.
DevOps also involved in that.
No, we cannot use any of our servers.
Yes.
We can use our servers, right?
Yeah, for this demo, right, we can use it, and after sometime later we can port it over or delete it.
Okay, David, regarding this, we do not have a prior experience working with service. So,
Okay, all right. So I'll analyze that and consult it with others who could do that for us. And if it turns out that it's impossible, something, then we can discuss that. We can get back to this discussion. For now, we can mock everything, right? So we can mock it. We can hard code the QR codes, and just remember that we need to be prepared that in the future this is going to be done by some service that is going to be an external service, right? So let's just hard code it for the time being, but in the future we're gonna do that properly. Okay.
okay, fine. The team feels.
Excuse me, because I've just finished writing an email to Nathan. Is anyone missing? Ezol, Ram, Gautam, Maha, Kalpana, and Veena. Everyone.
Muhammad Sheikh, he's the UI designer. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, I forgot about him, and he is probably like that. But
And also Sindhu Ravi. Yeah, Muhammad Sheikh email ID.
and Sindhu. Okay.
Sheikh's email ID is different, David. And Sindhu Ravindran is not her name. Sindhu Ravi.
Okay, just let me finish with this one.
Okay.
Okay, Sheikh. Oh, no, not necessary. This way. And Sindhu.
And it's Sindhu Ravi. No, this is not the one.
Not the one? No, not this one. Yeah, you're right. This one's for content. Okay, Ravi, just Ravi. Okay.
Yeah. Second one.
Okay. All right, sorry. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so that's the whole team. So I'm sending it.
Okay.
All right. So let's get back to the. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. David, if wanted, then the team can give it a try on the web service. Yeah.
But let's not do that now, okay? So for now, let's hard code it, okay? And in the future, we'll decide whether we're going to do that, whether we are going to do that or we're going to have somebody else do that for us, okay? So just give me some time to figure it out, because I have already asked a few people and I'm still waiting for the responses. So I do not want to now decide that we're going to do that with the team and then tell these people that no, we're going to do that ourselves. No. Let's not make any confusion. Let's hard code it for the time being and then decide if in the future if this intermediate service is necessary. Okay? So for now, let's estimate hard coding that.
Okay. So shall we proceed with the estimation then for 79? Or you have any queries? Okay.
70.
Okay, we will scan a QR code. Okay, sample QR code will be given by the website.
Yeah, for the working model, it's going to be all success. Whatever the code, it's going to be success.
We'll be having some 1 or 2 codes.
I just scan a code, it should be success. That is how in the stories.
Okay, that QR code will be given by the
No, we generated.
Any QR code will be successful.
No, because it contains all the units.
No, that we
Yes.
will generate. He's working on it.
The QR code discussion is still pending. How would you say? Okay. So for now, we will have whatever the QR bit can, it should be success and show that image. That one.
After scanning the QR code, what we have to do?
I just showed this image saying success.
No, we'll activate
that
the
once-
units, right?
That's what
Units gray out.
For that QR,
this one has to be the activate account should be activated.
We show this. Let's show this image. Okay, clicking next.
Sorry,
Next will be signing part. So we just close this. Or press later, we'll go to
units page, right?
unlocked page.
Unlocked
We'll go to the same page and unlock it.
For unlocking, we give details from scan QR, right?
David, again, I guess the same thing is coming here because we are scanning a QR and then the table of contents has to be displayed. The same use case we are facing again.
Yes, I know. I realize that. That's why I'm suggesting that we're not taking to another tab, but we display the scanner in the tab, so in the courses tab.
We'll discuss that.
Yeah, we'll check that, David. We'll see if that is possible to maintain the state of that screen and go back to it.
Or if it's just validation part, a valid code and an invalid code, it is fine. We can just display a page like this. Great, your QR code is valid for Epic level 1. That we can do, but then that navigation part alone from this tab, it is we haven't found any solution for that as of now, David, as you know.
Okay, because I might not be getting it right. So we are in the courses tab, right? And we tap the call to action row in the courses tab. So I thought that it was possible to open the scanner in this tab, right? Scan the QR code, do the processing, hide the scanner, and then stay on the courses tab, but just refresh it. Is it possible then?
Yeah, that is
that
possible.
state refresh alone.
That is possible, David.
Yeah, so that's how I would do that. So I would open the scanner not in the scan tab, but I would open it in the courses tab, and then we would stay in the same tab and then just refresh it.
Okay, that is possible, David.
That would be fine, David.
Okay, really.
Estimation. David, just a quick confirmation. Like we planned only for first 2 sprints, it is going to be a working model, and from 3rd sprint, it is going to be the actual app. Is that right?
Well, not necessarily, because if they, for example, because I'm going to present the demo to them on Friday, and I'm going to probably receive a question, what is going to be delivered after the 3rd sprint? And they may decide that, okay, so the delivery of the 3rd sprint is going to be the working model. I don't think so, but it is theoretically possible, you know? So it is, so it doesn't, so we are still creating, well, all that we create after each sprint is going to be taken to users in order to gather feedback. So let's assume that after each sprint we're going to have a working model. It's not going to be the final app, right? So we can still hard code some certain elements, but we need to remember to be prepared that it's going to be done properly at some point. That's why I'm telling you this is going to be done by an external service. So just be prepared for that. Hard code for the time being, but be prepared for some asynchronous action and so on. So this is it. So for now we are still building the working model. Yeah.
So do we consider including the QA for the sprint?
No, if it's gonna complicate things, then I wouldn't plan it.
Okay. Okay, fine, David. Okay, let's proceed with the estimation then for PEMOB 79. No, QA is not applicable. QA is not applicable. You can estimate. Yeah. I'll remove Sindhu's estimation now. I mean velocity now. So the point would be 40.
And we still need to keep some for PEMOB 159 and PEMOB 131 and 64 if they're included. So I think that we can stick to, I don't know, 30 at most.
Okay. Three, 5, 8. 8 is not advisable. So 1, 2, 3, 5.
We'll have it 5 because there are some UIs work also. We need to show some screens. We need to show some screens for shakes or something.
So our team suggests 5 points for PEMOB 79, David.
Okay. Okay, 5. Brilliant. Okay. All right. Okay, and I'm putting it in the sprint. Okay. Then we have PEMOB 48. It's the same story. So here we can log in. So the story is, for example, if the user can be taken to the login screen in 2 scenarios. He or she scans the product's QR code and has not logged in yet, right? So if the user, for example, has opened the app for the first time. He opens level 1, right? And he or she sees the call to action row. So they tap the call to action row. The scanner opens. We scan the QR code. We validate it. We check that it's okay. Then we ask the user to log in. Okay. This is one scenario. And if the user decides, I'm not going to log in now, we do not unlock the product, right? If he or she logs in, then we unlock the product and the user is logged in. Another story, another situation in which the user can log in or log out is when they go to My Profile tab, right? Currently, we have just a placeholder there, right? But we're going to have a sign-in button at the bottom, right? And when the user taps it, he or she is taken to the login screen, right? And there is this description here too, and we're going to have again a service, an intermediate service, backend service that we're going to connect, and this service is going to connect to some backend service, right? But for now, we can mock it again, so we can, well, not hard coded it, because it doesn't really make sense to hard code users' profiles, but let's just mock the situation in which the user types in his or her data, right? And we mock the signing in process. Okay, it is we do not connect to any external service. We do that on the app side. In the future, we're going to connect to a service, but we mock it. So we show a spinner showing that there is something happening, and we're logging in actually, and so on. So this is it. So this is important.
David, the query here.
Uh-huh.
We don't have any backend validation service, right? So are we just showing a sample screen, or what kind of what needs to be done in this case, David?
We're gonna show a screen, a screen in which the user is supposed to provide login and password,
okay.
And we just mock the situation in which we connect to the service. So we display a spinner, an activity spinner, showing that we are checking something, and we log in the user with the credentials that he or she has given to us, and we save this person only on the app. So when the user removes the app, opens it again, then he or she will need to log in again, right? And we simply do not have accounts, we do not access the backend, we just do that on the app side. Is that clear now?
So are we hard coding the credentials again, like QR code?
No. The user will provide us with some credentials, right? And we save them in the app, so we do not need to hard code them, right? Okay. We are not checking whether the credentials are correct or not. We just allow the user to log in with any credentials they want. Okay?
Thank you.
But again, in the future, we're going to do that properly. So we're going to connect to some external service, and we need to be prepared for that. So we can, for example, implement some mechanisms for validating and so on. So we can already do that. But the engine for logging in is not going to be ready, and we're going to mock it, right, on the app side.
Okay.
Okay, we're not just over the backend, right?
Just over the scope.
We have this login screen, username, password, and sign in button. On click of any, it just shows my activity screen.
The login screen.
My profile tab.
Okay, login will be
protect one place, and from the QR. From two places we have to access this
page. But I think you will redirect to here only. So
okay, we don't have mockup for login.
I think we have.
In PEMOB, see the description. Here, backend service API for managing login and file. Please remove it. Ask me to remove it.
We don't have login mockup.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying to remove this one.
We have some unique credential. If you give Maha and Maha 123 as the password, you will out. That's all.
To remove the backend service. That's all.
David, will you be updating the description, like removing the backend service API details?
Is it pretty necessary? Because as you can see, there is this notice. If backend part is not ready, the app may temporarily mock the login process. Okay. This is just also for my information, right? So, okay. So if you don't mind, let's keep it there. And I'll just remember to simply revise that in the future. But well, as I'm saying, this states clearly that it can be mocked for now.
Okay, David, not a problem.
We don't have any mockups for this login, so we can just have a clean login, right? Username and password.
We don't. I will ask Nathan to provide us with some. Yeah, you're right.
Fine.
You're absolutely right. So I need to write it down. Okay.
Okay, 3 points for this story, David.
Okay, just a second. I will ask him to provide registration too. Okay, so edit. I always miss this one.
Yes.
Okay, here we are. 3 points? Was that?
Yeah, 3 points.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Then we have scan help view. If I scan a QR code for an activity of a product, I do not have access to it to unlock the product. Right. So let's because as you know, we can have a situation in which we open a book, right, and we scan a QR code of an activity or a skill rather. Okay. And everything is okay because currently it is working fine, right? So we are taken to the activity if it's downloaded. If it's not downloaded, we need to download it first, and then we are taken to the activity. But what if the user scans an activity, for example, let's say Unit 3, that he or she has not unlocked yet, okay? So what we're going to do then is we're going to display scan help. Let me show it to you. 04 scan help. Okay. So then what we're going to do is display the screen that is going to be displayed when we tap the call to action row. Okay. So we start. So we have just scanned the QR code of an activity from a product that we have not unlocked yet. So then we open. Then we start the flow as if we tap the call to action row. Okay, so it's exactly the same. Okay? And when the user has logged in and so on, we download the lesson and we open the activity. Okay, I'll need to add this into this to the description because it's not there. So if user scans an activity QR code but has not added the activity book to his her account, we display an invitation screen, see mockup 0.4 scan help. When the user taps let's go, we continue the process in PEMOB, as in PEMOB 79, which is here. So it's like that. Okay, so it's described here. Okay, and we have already estimated it. I'm just going to put this. So when the user has successfully unlocked the product and logged in, we open the activity.
Clear with the requirements? Estimation, please. Two points. David, 2 points for PEMOB 39.
Okay.
Okay, David, we stop here and then continue tomorrow.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Because our office cab will be leaving in another 15 minutes. So.
Okay. Okay. All right. But I'm not starting the sprint, am I?
Sure. No, not today. Once we commit all the stories, yeah, we will start tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So we're going to continue tomorrow during the daily. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll send out the updated invite.
Yeah.
Team, how long do you need? Should I schedule for an hour or 30 minutes?
You mean tomorrow?
Yeah.
I believe that 30 minutes is minimum.
Okay. Because I think we plan to take up to 30 points and we have a buffer place for other 2 stories. Tomorrow we don't have Scrum meeting. Instead, we will have this. Okay, I better will book for an hour, David. can discuss a few other things like when we will be delivering the polishing story and things like that, and then assigning the person for each story, so things like that. So I'll just schedule the call for an hour for tomorrow.
Okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Okay, all right, so Ram, please upload the build to TestFlight so that I can download it today, and I'll try to do that today. If not, then tomorrow in the morning, and I will give you my feedback so that we know what to do in polishing. Okay?
Yes, we need to update the story as well, so it would be helpful if we provide the build as soon as possible.
Okay.
So who will work on it?
Yeah,
I mean, who will provide the
really.
Okay, so immediately or when you are planning to provide?
Immediately.
Okay,
After
once
the
you are
call,
done, just
after
okay,
this
he will
call.
get the notification exactly, right?
Yes.
Okay. If delayed, please notify him in advance. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, and see you tomorrow then.
Sure, David. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.